The man gets buried alive in a mudslide. He rolls down his window and reaches out to test how deep the mud is, but a massive wave of sludge comes pouring into the car. Terrified, he quickly rolls the window back up. Before he can even catch his breath, the sunroof suddenly cracks open. He frantically grabs some duct tape and tries to seal the shattered glass, but the flimsy tape can't hold back the pressure of the mud. He's about to be buried alive. Suddenly, the man spots a steering wheel lock under his seat. He quickly grabs it and wedges it across both sides of the sunroof. That temporarily stops the mud from flooding in. The man lets out a deep sigh of relief, but it's in that moment of relaxation that he makes the dumbest mistake of his life. Without thinking, he grabs a bottle of water and chugs it down until it's almost empty. Then it hits him. He just drank nearly all of his lifeline. He's filled with regret and panic, but realizing he has no idea when he'll be rescued, he decides to just finish off the rest of the water. Right then, water starts dripping through a crack in the sunroof. The man rushes over and presses his mouth to the leak, desperately sucking up every drop, but he realizes this is way too slow. So he pulls out a credit card, bends it into a funnel shape, and sticks it into a plastic bottle, creating a makeshift water collection system. Dripping water quickly fills the bottle. Problem solved. The man claps his hands in celebration. Then he pees into the storage compartment to save it for later, but before long he starts having trouble breathing. The oxygen in the car is running out. He grabs a metal pipe and shoves it through the crack in the sunroof. If the pipe can reach the surface, maybe he can get some air, but mud comes gushing out of the pipe, crushing his hopes. He quickly grabs a newspaper and plugs up the pipe. Then he pokes a hole in a bottle cap, ties a knot in some rope, threads it through the cap, and just like that, the gushing mud problem is solved. He sticks the pipe back into the crack and starts pushing it upward with all his strength. When two pipes have been pushed almost completely through and still haven't reached the surface, he realizes he's buried really deep. As it gets harder and harder to push, the third pipe won't budge. The man lets out a desperate roar. Then he suddenly grabs a hydraulic car jack, but soon the jack hits its limit too. He drapes his sweater over his shoulder, grits his teeth through the pain, and keeps pushing upward. Finally, the pipe breaks through to the surface. He takes a wire and pokes open the bottle cap. At the top of the pipe, he leans in close to check and sees daylight for the first time in what feels like forever.
Oh yeah! Woo! Hey! I'm down here! God.
He greedily gulps down a few breaths of fresh air and starts screaming for help, but after shouting for ages there's no response. Then he gets an idea. He uses nail clippers to cut the rope, lights the newspaper on fire, and starts yelling while heating up the pipe, hoping someone will see the smoke rising up, but he's overlooking one fatal, lighting a fire in an enclosed space.